What is up, guys? It's your boy Paul here, coming at you with another video today. Today what I want to talk to you guys about is narrowing your focus, okay? Narrow your focus. This is so vital to any achievement that you want to do, or any big thing that you're trying to accomplish, or even if it's just a small project. Narrowing your focus is probably the single biggest thing that can catapult you to the next either phase in the project or to another level in the project. And so, look, how do you narrow your focus, right? That's the question. If it's good for you, and if it can get you to that next phase, the question you should ask is, how do I do that? And so before we answer that question, let's answer why. Why should we narrow our focus? Well, I don't have all of the studies to cite or anything like that, but it is pretty obvious to say that we are not good at multitasking. And better yet, if you try and get great at 5 or 10 different things, that is just an impossibility for you to be the same level of greatness in each of those things that is above average for the rest of the people across Earth. I mean, because you can be in your mind great at multiple things, but in your mind great at multiple things could still mean subpar for whatever it is across the population. So also, try doing anything well when you have multiple distractions coming at you. The next time that you want to try and do something well, try learning something new while having the TV show on, a YouTube video playing, and maybe even your favorite song while trying to cook. You want to say that you're really good at multitasking. Oh, I can do everything at once. It just doesn't work. So that's obviously a quick little why should we, but now that we got the obvious out of the way, it's how. How do we narrow our focus into the things that really matter, right? How do we do this to achieve better results in our life? So let's answer that how. So it starts by cutting off things, not just controlling your discipline of your mind to say, I will only focus on these couple things. No, it starts by completely eliminating the other things. Now, let's ask a further question. Okay, if that's the answer, how do we eliminate the other things? Well, here's what I do, and here's what I would suggest you do too, because it works. Make a list of all the things that you need to do. Okay, make a list. Number them 1 through 10, urgency, and how important they are. Okay, a not urgent and not important, yeah, you're getting that off the list. A urgent but not important, well, that wouldn't really seem to make sense, right? A highly urgent, very important, you're going to keep that. Important but not urgent, we'll save for later, right? So notice the flip side. If we have an urgent, if we have a not urgent but it's important, we're going to save that for later. We're not going to eliminate it. But if we have a urgent and not important, we said that doesn't exist. Okay? If it's urgent, it's automatically going to be important. Okay? So you're going to list 1 through 10 for all these things that you listed out, right? I got to contact this person. I got to write this letter. I got to make this website. I got to run this ad. I got to, contact these people. I got to, do whatever they got to do. Urgency, importance. And then what I would do is circle the top 1 and 2. That's it. You're like, but Paul, I have like 5 or 6 things that match that. Circle the top 1 or 2. And until you get those things done, you don't look at the rest of the list. And how do I pick the 1 or 2 though? Paul, how do I pick the 1 or 2 to narrow my focus on an attack? These, especially if you're in the beginning phases, should be your foundational things. Like, it doesn't matter what other things you have moving forward. Without these, you don't have it, right? So answer that question for yourself. Are these 1 or 2 things the things that it doesn't matter what else I do, even though the other things are important? If I don't have these 1 or 2 things, I don't have anything, right? That's where I would go. Now, if you are watching this video and you already have the foundational things, well, then you're moving up the ladder in what is, important for you. But look, that is one of the best things that you can do in your life, whether it's a skill that you're trying to learn, whether it's something that you're trying to launch, like a business or something, or whether it's leading a team for something. You have to narrow your focus. If you want to do well and you want to take it up another level, you have to narrow your focus. And that starts by eliminating things, okay? It starts by eliminating things. And then, not only that, I think personally, I think that there has to be some kind of emotional, again, I talk about this a lot, but I think there has to be some kind of emotional attachment to these 1 or 2 things that reminds your brain, because your brain's going to go, oh, I still got the other things. I still got the other things. I still got the other things. I know you only chose these 1 or 2, but hey, I'm going to keep reminding you, you still got these other things. There has to be an emotional thing in your head that goes, no, but I must focus on these 2 things. Because here's what I'll tell you from my own experience too. I've chosen the 1 or 2 things before, and then I'm like, I dabble over here with the, list 3, 4, 5 things. Because at that moment, the urgency and the emotional attachment to these 2 on why they must get done was overridden by the curiosity and the, want of getting these done over here. So that would be the second thing. So it's to eliminate others, and then on the second step of that would be to emotionally attach yourself to those 1 or 2 that you picked out. Because if you just logically did it first, doing the urgency, doing the importance, without the emotional adding onto it, you are going to want to do 3, 4, 5, and 6 without hitting 1 and 2 first. And so, yeah, it's just absolutely vital that you get your brain thinking about 1 or 2 things. If you can, just do 1. But if you have to do 2, I understand. But then don't let yourself move on until you've hit those 1 or 2. Okay? So look, that's today's video, guys. If it helped at all, please leave it down in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up. If you know anyone who could use this message as well, please send it to them. Maybe they're a type of person who just likes to do 1,000 things at once. I relate to that, okay? So if you know someone like that, send this video to them as well. And subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for the next week's video and the videos following after that. All right, I'll see you guys.